everyone, this is Brian Hayes and welcome to Lesson 2 in our series on pedal steel guitar basics. Today we're going to focus on playing minor chords on the pedal steel. Now again, I've got my Mullen G2 D 9th A6th universal tuning pedal steel here. It's a 12-string pedal steel guitar. But the first 8 strings of this tuning are identical to the Nashville 9th tuning, with the exception that every string is tuned one full tone lower. So my 4th string is the note D, where if you're playing an E 9th Nashville tuning, your 4th string will be an E. Other than that, all of the pedal combinations and the string distances as far as pitch go are identical. Okay, so we are going to look at focusing on strings 5, 4 and 3. We're going to look at the key of G. And today we're going to focus on our 2nd and 3rd pedals on the steel guitar. Now, the 2nd pedal on the 9th tuning raises the 3rd string up a semitone. So in this position here on the 5th fret, that changes the note B up a semitone to C. The 3rd pedal raises both the 4th and 5th string a tone. It's the equivalent of moving the bar up 2 frets. So the 4th string without the pedals on is the note G. With the 3rd pedal down, G becomes A. The 5th string with no pedals is the note D. With the 3rd pedal down, D becomes E. So D, G and B become E, A and C. A G major chord becomes A minor by depressing the 2nd and 3rd pedals at the same time. So major chord becomes minor. And the relationship is it's the minor chord one tone up from the major chord. It's the minor chord that forms the 2nd degree of the major scale. So if we wanted to play G major to A minor to B minor, we would play G major on our 5th fret, strings, and we're just going to stick with strings 5, 4 and 3. Depress pedals 2 and 3 together. We've got A minor, slide up 2 frets. We've got B minor. So G, some very famous pedal steel sounds there. If you have wondered where the players were getting those sounds, it's using the 3rd pedal, the 2nd and the 3rd pedal together. Now, if we want to play a harmonized scale, the conventional major scale in 3-part harmony, well, it's quite easy to do on the 9th tuning. We've just worked out that on the 5th fret on my tuning, the 3rd fret on E 9th, we've got a major chord. 2nd and 3rd pedals down, we've got a minor a tone higher, so A minor. Up 2 frets to the 7th fret, we've got B minor. In my case, slide up to the 10th fret and have no pedals. We've got C major. Slide up to the 12th fret, no pedals. We've got D major. Depress our 2nd and 3rd pedals again and it'll turn D major into the minor one tone higher, E minor. So we've got G, A minor, B minor, C major, D major, E minor. Now, if we want to go up to, in my case, the 15th fret, no pedals, but put on the knee lever that raises the 4th string up a semitone and play the same string grip, 3, 4 and 5, we get F sharp diminished. Take the bar up another 2 frets, up to the 17th fret, no pedals, no knee levers. We've got G major. I'll just play the G major harmonized scale now. I won't talk, I'll just play the chords for you. Now, a lot of the steel riffs that you hear come from that harmonized scale. An alternate way to play a minor chord on the ninth tuning on the pedal steel is to play a major chord, and again we'll stick with strings 5, 4 and 3, and still on G major on the 5th fret for me, 3rd fret for the E ninth tuning. If we just press our first pedal down on its own, that raises our 5th string, in this case D, up to E. So D, G and B become E, G and B. E, G and B are the 3 notes of an E minor chord. So we turn a major chord into a minor chord by using just the first pedal. Now this time, it's not a minor chord a tone above the major chord, it's the relative minor chord. So in music theory, each major chord has a relative minor. Each major key has a relative minor. G major's relative minor is E minor. E minor, if you recall when we harmonized the scale, was the 6th chord that we played. It's the 6th note in a G scale. So, bar on the same fret, if we use the first pedal, we get the relative minor. If we use the second and third pedal, we get the minor a tone higher. Now, on the standard ninth tuning, for string grips 5, 4 and 3, for string grips 6, 5 and 4, 8, 6 and 5, and on my tuning this is actually string 9, 8 and 6, but on the ninth tuning, the standard 10 string E ninth tuning, this would be strings 10, 8 and 6. All of those string grips with the first pedal down change a G chord into an E minor chord. So you've actually got 4 different ways, 4 different inversions to play the minor chord with just using the first pedal. That does not apply when we use our second and third pedals, because we've only really got 2 finger grips there where those pedals, particularly the third pedal, is involved, strings 5 and 4. Finally, there's one other very common way to play a minor chord on the ninth tuning of the pedal steel. This involves using the knee lever that lowers our 4th string down a semitone. So if I slide up for me here to the 10th fret, no pedals, that's the chord C major for me on this tuning, on the 10th fret. If I engage the knee lever that lowers the 4th string, a semitone, that turns C major, the notes G, C and E, into the notes G, B and E. Well, G, B and E is an inversion of an E minor chord. So here's a C major chord. If I put the knee lever on now that lowers the 4th string, I've got a perfect E minor chord. And that applies to those same string grips that we did a minute ago. All of the string grips, so 5, 4 and 3, 6, 5 and 4, 8, 6 and 5, and for me, 9, 8 and 6, but on the ninth tuning, 10, 8 and 6, 4 different ways to play a minor chord using just one knee lever. Now, if we want to play, for example, an E minor chord using our first pedal, so in this case on the G major position with our first pedal, we've got an E minor, and we can slide up to the knee lever, lowering the 4th string with the alternate way to play an E minor chord. I hope you've enjoyed that. The pedal steel guitar, the ninth tuning, the Nashville ninth tuning, is just a fantastic tuning that lets us play all of the standard chords and all of the standard styles that we ever want to play in music. Bye for now.